Can't get enough air horns, son. What up, party people in the place to be? It is that
It
day.
is Wednesday, my dudes.
Yo, man, what's up with this Oxford shit? It keeps on popping up.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Party people in the place to be, welcome to another incredible episode of Live from the Lab. Who do we got in chat today? My man Machiavelli, of course. What's going on? My man Gorilla Strong. Nicholas, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? No, salute to you, son. Oh, all the community is in the building. The 07 is here as well. I am happy to see everybody today. Today is a nice little special episode. Before we get into our special guest who is humbly waiting in the green room. Yo, Red, where you at, son? No, but just a couple of announcements. First and foremost, the qunique at Rhettmatic train is still on the tracks. Still getting a lot of love for the 4 singles. Of course, we had Cypher up. We had Fire Vision featuring the incredible Elemento. Then we put out It Only Leads the Way. And now we're at Comic-Con Nerd Shit with the icon, the incredible Pharaoh Monch. And guys, I gotta tell you, thank you so very much for your love and support on these songs. Obviously, we'll have Red on in a few. You guys could speak to him as well. Crazy Legs is in the hit house. That's the Flashdance air horn, son. So I'm gonna announce more stuff once I get Red on here. And aside from that, on the rock side of things, the entire Mother Fuzz album, the debut album, drops tomorrow at midnight, or rather Friday morning. So if you're into what's been going on with Mother Fuzz, you get a chance now to listen to the album in its entirety. Plus there's 2 songs on there that weren't released as singles, so I'm pretty excited about that. Shout out to Eric Lanhard, the bass player, and Crayon, the guitar player, and special guest Ray Luzier from Korn, who played drums on the entire album. Yeah, man. Aside from that, I'm trying to think of what else I got to announce. Everything else, as far as the qunique and Rhettmatic stuff, I'm going to announce with Rhett. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's just get right into the vibes this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, my brother, Rhettmatic.
What up?
Yes.
I don't have any air horns right now. And
yeah,
shit.
I'll give you one.
There you go. Yo, I saw. What up, Legs? I saw Legs is in the chat room.
Thank
Shout
you,
out
Nicholas.
to in a second. Brian, our a person who we working with the albums, the artist and shit. So
yes.
he's in the chat room. I saw that.
My man B, what up, son? Ladies and gentlemen, that artist right there. Make sure you get him. Where's he at? Which name is it?
In a second.
That's B? Oh,
yeah.
He's been on here before. That's what's up. Yo, B, son. You need to announce yourself when you're in the room.
Yeah. So. But yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you follow In a Second, especially on Instagram. See his beautiful artwork. He put together the album cover for us, and we're so in love with it. And to spring off of what Red was saying, we're also gonna have a very limited run of qunique and DJ Rhettmatic action figures based off of the incredible artwork that B provided us with. So stay tuned for that. It's very limited. Hey. When I say limited, it's limited.
Hey, speaking of limited, Legs is telling me to head spin. Why don't you knee spin first, Legs?
Yo, Legs, man. Yo, Legs, you need to chill, son. Get that Flashdance knee in order, son. What a feeling. Yo, Legs, you're a maniac, man.
Hey, Legs, you still got that wig?
We're filmed in front of a live studio audience today. So, Rhett.
Yes, sir.
Let's get to the meat and potatoes.
All right.
So,
Cool.
Rhett, now you could talk to the crowd here. How have you been feeling since we've released these 4 songs? Like, where's your heart at? From what you're seeing from everyone, put it in your own words.
Man, I'm, like, I'm very humble with the response we've been getting and stuff. You know, I've been telling you, I try not to get too excited. I just, I want to wait till everything's out. But
right.
But everything that we've been putting out, I've been very pleasantly surprised with the response we've been getting. Because like. We talked about it the first time I was on your show and stuff. Like, I don't think no one really expected us to do work together and stuff. No. Like, I mean,
we
even
didn't
though
expect to work together. Never mind what everybody else thought.
Oh, look at Legs. The wig was the hair from your mom's back. I was like,
he always gotta get out of line, throw a flag on the place. Oh, that's the wrong show. Let me get my little cup out here.
There you go. But yeah, I mean, like the things that everything from we first started to up to now. I mean, even the process is still kind of crazy and stuff, So I mean, I'm still, like, obviously we knew that when we were gonna drop Comic-Con, people were gonna like what the fuck,
yes,
So it's like,
song.
I mean, it's the same thing. Me and you were saying still what the fuck and shit like that. So, but
I was actually last week, and now I'm gonna repeat the story because you could chime in. We had initially put together a list for the Comic-Con song, and I'm not gonna say all the names, but Pharaoh was definitely the first choice. And when I remember, we were nervous from the moment we were gonna ask him, and then when he texted us his verse, like typed out, like me and you were like, what the fuck?
Well, I mean, what's kind of crazy, because I know, like, you reached out to him first, right? Through IGDM, and then I followed up. It's like, yo, I heard like this. I mean, if you cool, I mean, like, no pressure and shit, like, but and he was like, yeah, like, I want to, but I can't promise you, because he was, he was in the process
he's a busy dude. Yeah.
No, I mean, he's in the process of finishing up External Affairs, his new album, so, like, so I think you sent them the beat, right?
Yeah, I sent them my verse.
Yeah. That's what that was the thing. It was like the process of it was like, because when we were thinking of the of a song and shit like that, did you mention that who else we were thinking of getting, or not yet?
No. Because I don't want to disrespect the other people that we had in mind, because everybody that we had in mind was dope. And some of them were perfect for it. Right. But he was like our first choice because we knew he was a collector and we knew he was into the world.
I mean, here's the thing is like, when we're coming to V, it's like, who would be this? And it's like, and obviously Pharaoh was like, it'd be dope we get Pharaoh, because it's like, look, if you follow him, he's a comic head. He's like, so it's like, and you just like, yo, like it kind of, you went like, oh, that's perfect and shit, because. It's funny too, because whenever he posts up his action figures, I'd DM and like crack, like, woo, or we crack our jokes, and like, I'm sure you explain, like, Pharaoh's a very, at least on social media, obviously he's a
man of few words
and shit like that. So like, but times where I go, like, when I do something, woo, he start laughing and shit, like, like, but Yeah, you sent in the beat. I followed up and said, "Hey man, I heard Q. I hope you if you like it, no like whatever, like." And I don't know if he knew that we knew that we tapped into what he wanted to do. I don't know. That's a good question, but I know we were going back and like, you want to reach out to him? I don't know. Then it was like first it was like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Then a month.
Yep.
Then 2 months. Then 3 months.
And then unfortunately, one of his best friends, Mr. Complex, had passed away in the middle of the whole process. And so you and I were like, yo,
yeah,
let's give homie some space. The reason why I bring that up, first of all, shout out. And Machiavelli, I got you. Don't worry, I got you. First and foremost, rest in peace to Mr. Complex.
Yes.
He was a dope artist.
Yes.
And, he was a good dude. And so when that happened, you and I were both kind of like, oh man, this is, it was a rough, rough little patch,
It's just like everything, just like I was thinking it was the beginning of this year, just like every month, like you had him, you had Bob Powers, you had just people, it was kind of like, and then out of nowhere, I don't know how many months ago is it, like, was it February or March? I forgot. I don't know, but
I don't remember.
But all of a sudden he hits me. Hey, what's the BPM of the beat? Can you send me? Can you make a 6-minute loop, whatever? So I just boom. So I sent it to him. I told you I sent it. You were like, what? I was like, yeah.
Yes.
Right. And then I don't know, like another month goes by, a month and a half or something, and then you hit me up. It's like, yo, and then he said he texted you the verse. I was like, huh?
Yeah, because what MC in my whole career, for me, I don't know about you, my entire career, I've never received an email, a printout, whatever. Never seen anything like that.
Right.
Never.
So when then you sent him, I was like, holy shit. And it's like, it was just only like, I don't know if it's partial, or because when we finally heard he sent us the text, like, oh shit, okay. Then we waited another like 2 or 3 weeks, and he goes and he hits me up and saying, where do you want me to send this? So I gave him my email and your email.
Yes. And he sent
he said you heard it first, because I was like, I want you to let it right, and then you were like, you just like, yo. I'm like,
I had to listen to it twice, because at first I just wanted to hear everything that I was reading,
right,
and then I was dumbfounded because I was like, wait a minute, something's not right, and I counted it, and he went full.
Like what's that, 32 bars?
Yeah, he went insane on it.
Like, right.
Just
so
went raw, like
what's crazy,
all out.
And then when when I look at the verse which you sent me, and then like, and he added some shit. But the first thing I heard when he said, slap an anti-Semitic,
slap like Islamic phobic rapper on Ramadan.
I did him, man. I said, woo, I did that, like, woo, and he started laughing and shit like that. That was like that line kind of just stood up to me, and I just kind of, woo.
What I did was I texted him, and I was like, yo, Rubik's Cube with a Tesseract. Oh, yo, son, are you crazy, son?
Yeah. He was laughing, but and then, to be honest, Q and I only thought he was going to give us 16, and when he did 30, we're like, we're not going to say no. I mean, nope. We just kind of like, it was just like, what?
Was just, the whole experience was incredible. Hold up 1 second. My man Nicholas said, when I got Sophomore Jinx on vinyl, I was hype.
Oh, shit.
And my man Machiavelli asked, yo, Rhett, what were some of the MCs / groups from the Fat Beats era that you were into out east?
Man, as someone that worked at Fat Beats, man, there were too many, honestly. There was obviously Arsonist was a big seller, Company Flow, which sell like hotcakes was East Flatbush, because Tribe by 12 was a big hot seller.
It's crazy that you bring that up, because I just recently found out that they had a music video for that.
Yeah. I mean, I found that out like about 10 years ago and shit like that. So, I mean, I mean, damn, it was. I mean, DITC. I mean,
DITC was a big seller.
Big seller, right?
Yeah.
DITC.
Dilated were big.
But he was asking for East Coast though.
I know, but I gotta balance it out. I can't.
Yeah,
do it.
no, you can talk about the West, but I'm
Right.
I'm thinking from what we were selling,
Juggernauts.
High and Mighty. I mean, Raucous.
High and Mighty. That's right.
Right. I mean,
Non-fixed.
Raucous. Yeah. Anything that was like, like whether from Eastern Conference to Raucous to even Stretch's label Dolo. Was it Dolo
Oh, I forgot all about that. That's a good one.
Yeah, natural. I mean, there's so many like that. Yeah, anything that was hot in Fat Beats, New York was also like, for the most part, kind of hot. And I mean, it was pretty hot in LA. I mean, because we push it. You got to understand for LA and stuff. I mean, you got obviously in New York, you can correct me if I'm wrong too, Q. I mean, you got the mainstream and underground. But for us in LA, we push, underground. I mean, not only New York, but then of course this is the difference, I guess, with New York and LA. We push also LA shit too. So
right.
So yeah, Saya and Yeshua was a big seller too and stuff.
Yeah, Natural Elements, definitely.
Yeah, like I mean, yeah, there's some. I mean, shoot, I can go on for days and stuff.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for that. Thank you, Machiavelli. What up, Edwin? How you doing, baby? So, I want to shift gears for a second, because when I first had you on the show, it was so dope. You DJ'd for us live, and then there was some questions that I realized that I didn't get to ask. So the first question I asked, because I know that you do this, but I'm not, I'm sure some of the people that follow you. What up, Eon? What's going on, baby? You practice jujitsu.
Yeah.
How long have you been practicing jujitsu for?
Probably now 12 years.
Wow, that is amazing, bro. Same school the whole time, or?
Well, I started out at a garage school and stuff. So my original instructor, he kind of grew. He actually grew up in the same city, Cerrillos, like with me, but I didn't meet him till later on and stuff. I found out his lineage. He was the first American first Ralph Gracie American black belt, and opened up the first school in Ralph Gracie school in Orange County.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but I was going to his garage. He by that time retired, so I would go to his house like once a week. But he would tell me, if you really want to get better, you have to go to a school and like train 2-3 times a week. Right. And then eventually a good friend of mine, an old school friend of mine, didn't even know he trained. And he said, yeah, you should check out my school. And by that time, I was also kind of scared. Well, let me rewind back, or like 1999, 2000. Okay. Like Raka from Dilated. Yeah, he trained under Gracie's. He was going to at the time it was Huron Gracie's, but and then he was trained under his sons Henner and Huron. It's like that. So if you ever see the Platform album and the Dilate people, and you pull out the if you have the either CD or the vinyl, you know how they open up, you have pictures. Yeah. You'll see Rocca with Huron Gracie's sons, which is Henner and Huron. Yeah. So so he kind of got me originally. He kind of got me into jiu-jitsu and shit. But at the time when I remember, Rocca could tell you this. I went there. I went for a private lesson, but I was like. Huron was like, "What you gonna do?" Like he mounted on me and stuff. It's like, "What you gonna do? There's someone stealing your records. What you gonna do? Try to get?"
That's good. Go ahead.
You're right. Yeah, but I never at the time I couldn't afford to do jiu-jitsu, and I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for this shit. So that was like 99, 2000, and then I didn't start till later on. Like I was like 45 years old. Shit there, I'm dating myself and stuff. So and then I've been with my school since, so I know.
What What belt are they asking? My man Os. 07 says.
I'm actually, I'm okay. I'm a decent brown belt, I guess.
Oh, that's dope, man. Kidding me?
That shit. I already know that Aaron can choke me out and shit like that, cause.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Stunnis
You know.
is a black belt. You know, he don't.
Yeah.
But that don't mean anything. I never believed in, like, the color of belts have meaning. But
They have me, but at the end of the day, it's really like, dude, you know, like it's if the person is really, dude, at my age and stuff, I've been tapped out by young blue belts and purple belts because they're, you know, like athletic and shit, and you know, like faster and stuff like that. So I just do old man jujitsu and shit. So
have you ever done tournaments, or you're okay?
I'm worried about these, man.
Right. No doubt, man. He only speaks with his hands, son.
Shit, dude. I mean, I could, you know, like, you know, but like I'm not. No, I'm scared of, like, if I get injured, there goes.
Right.
You know, so I just do it for just, you know, for more exercise and stress, you know, keep moving and stuff, really, you know. If I learn how to, I just learn how to choke you out, then cool too, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. You know, there's a few heads in the hip hop community, myself included, that are in martial arts, that have studied Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm not as high ranking as you are. I started in Muay Thai and then just went into Jiu-Jitsu later on.
Right.
So I didn't get as far yet as you have. And I know that I believe DV1's Cross one. Cross is jiu-jitsu too? I didn't know. He's a black belt in judo too. Really? Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That definitely changes things.
No, I mean, like, hey, dude, if he, you know, judo's, man.
Judo's nasty, man.
Judo's nasty and shit. I mean, shit.
Raka,
some of the
you mentioned Raka.
Ev was
Ev is evidence is jiu-jitsu too.
He has his blue belt. I don't think he's trained as much now, but he's a blue belt. Who else is
any of the other beat junkies train any?
Nah, they're too scared.
Yeah, believe me, I understand. Oh man, that's dope. That is dope though. I admire you for that, because I know that you sometimes you post your classes and you're doing it like at 5 a.m, correct?
Yeah.
From what I understand.
Yeah.
See, so that's insanely dope, man. That's
right. Look at legs change, like men mounting men.
Legs. Listen, legs. You can't even mount to sit down, bro. What do you say? Like,
hey, you need WD-40. That's what you need.
That's hilarious. My man B. I mean, high school. I don't know where you're going with that, but it seems.
Oh no, he was talking about cross wrestle in college as well.
Oh, he did.
Or in high school, I guess. Well, yeah, Cross is also a wrestler. So he would wrestle judo and jiu-jitsu. Oh, dude.
So Cross got a crazy, like, he basically has an MMA background.
Kinda, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
I've seen him mess around. I was like, I'm afraid he might do some takedowns, whoop, you know, like that.
That's fascinating. I know Sugar Pop is another one.
Sugar Pop, dude. So it's crazy. I didn't know how much of a legend he is in the jiu-jitsu community. He's nasty. I mean, I've heard stories where he really starts fights like old school days and shit like that. But so it's funny because one of my friends who owns this company called Show Your Roll, they do the gis and stuff. So they had this big party and stuff, and Sugar Pop was there, and the owner was like, you know, hey, you know, my friend. It's like, I go, Sugar Pop's a red. It's like, how do you guys know each other? It's like, we know, dude, he's a legend in hip hop, you know, like that. And he goes, well, that's crazy. I only know him for jiu-jitsu.
That's why. Isn't that crazy? Because Sugar Pop's history in hip hop is like forever. Like, he's been around for a long time.
Oh yeah.
So that's crazy.
But Brian says, he's fucking dangerous. Who else?
Flowmaster too. You're right. He said Flowmaster's more of a striker.
Yeah.
I don't know where he is.
Some of the guys.
Go ahead.
No, he just got his brown belt.
Flow Master?
Yeah, he just got his brown belt and
Wow.
shit. So, but like a lot of the younger b-boys, like the Super Crew guys, like Mike Murder, he's a black belt. Like half of the guys that or quarter of the guys from Super Crew, they train jiu-jitsu and shit like that.
Isn't it crazy how many people are training jiu-jitsu? Like it's not crazy in a bad way. It's just beautiful. It's just how that technique has just like pretty much became the technique. It's beautiful, man.
I know some people are saying like, you know, the people train. It's like, well, you got to understand people like there's the stand up like boxing and Muay Thai and stuff.
Striking,
We're talking about grappling and stuff like that, or you know, like that. So when we talk about training, if we're talking about jiu-jitsu or at least grappling, we're talking about groundwork and stuff.
Yes.
So but
So over here, my man Machiavelli said, Rhett, what was your first time hearing Rock Raider cut it up for the first time? What did you feel like when you first heard Rock Raider?
Okay, so what's crazy is being in Rock City Crew LA chapter. So I would hang out with my man G Wiz. He was going to USC, and so he used to have this apartment. Legs might know, and this is where everyone, like some of the guys from the Rock City Crew LA chapter, at least the music guys, like Rocka. There was a group called Supernaturals and ended up becoming Project Ill Brothers. So we would all hang out and G Wiz's apartment. And G Wiz he's Filipino. He's also was pretty good friends with Qbert. So he happened to had these he had the videotapes of the New Mix seminar. So this is kind of how I kind of found out about the X-Men. So he was just, have you heard about the X-Men? It's like, I mean, we knew about Q and Mike because of California and whatever, and the big Filipino. I was like, And then he showed me the seminar battle where, where Raider was it. I mean, Raider, was wearing, I think it was the 1991 or 92 it's the first time I think he was in it, and he had the propeller hat. And he was.
Yes, I remember that hat. That's crazy, guys.
Yeah. Right. So obviously this is when he first had a rivalry with Ninja B from Boston and shit, because they battled twice at the DMC and then at New Mix seminar battle and shit like that. So that was the kind of like the first time I seen Raider, and then, or the X-Men, I should say. And then, saw Rob Swift and then, like this is before Sinister and shit, I mean, we knew about Steve D, but didn't know Steve D was the X-Men, right. But that was the first time I seen Raider when I was like, yo, what's this? He's doing body tricks and juggles and shit like that. Yeah. So it's like, because before it was just like, I think at the time, if you think about East Coast style versus but like comparatively to West Coast or whatever, whether it be LA or Frisco, we'd always we think body tricks for the East Coast and stuff until juggling came out.
I did not know
because
that. That's crazy.
So whereas for West Coast, we're very fast and technical per se, and they're like that, but I mean, I don't want to get like nerdish here, because we know that in terms of the father beat juggling is Steve D. But what's crazy, if you kind of look back too, also we seen Aladdin kind of doing the same thing. So Aladdin being from here, but Aladdin would also like kind of like he learned how to do, like, found out, like, so little crazy history is that Aladdin and Muggs were roommates and shit back in the days, right? So Aladdin would go to New York to win the DMC East Coast Championship. Muggs won the West Coast DMC Championship, and they would meet at the USA. This is when Aladdin was.
Let me ask you a question. You said Muggs used to battle?
Grand Mixer Muggs.
I did not know that. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, Grand Mixer Muggs. He's the 89 DMC West Coast champion. This is the time when you still had West Coast champions and the East Coast champions. Then you would have 3 from the West Coast, 3 from the East Coast, and you would battle it in New York at the time. And then whoever won would go to the Worlds. to represent US.
Mm.
But Muggs is
I
nasty.
did not know this. That
But-
just blew my mind.
If you type it, if you YouTube DJ Muggs DMC, you'll see, and he's wearing a tie-dye shirt. This is when he's still with 783.
Gotcha.
You're right. So, but anyways, so yeah, so Aladdin was kind of like, he was actually learning some stuff from the East Coast. Like he learned how to do needle drops from this cat named Sledge that you might see him producing for Ice-T. Like it was Aladdin and Sledge that produced New Jack Hustler for Ice-T. Sledge is now known as Shafiq Hussein from Sarah. I don't know if you know Sarah.
No.
Sarah
This is deep. This is deep history.
Sarah is a musical group that musical producers that produced everything. They work with Kanye. They produced they were like kind of like the new, like they were kind of like a, how do I explain it? They were hip hop soul and stuff, but they were doing producers. But yeah, Shafiq is he worked with Erykah Badu. He produced Erykah Badu and Bilal and shit like that. So
Wow.
so Shafiq was like, he came from New York, lives in LA, and I found out that he helped taught Aladdin how to do needle dropping and shit like that. So yeah, Shafiq was also down with Raw Breed.
You know what's impressive about you, and I've said this before, is like how you're like an encyclopedia of all of this information. It really is, because in order to know these details is just like, I know some of them, but some of the details just like for me, I've worked with Muggs, totally had no idea that he's ever battled like on turntables ever in my life. I've always seen him as just producer Muggs, you know what I mean?
No, we knew shit.
I know he could DJ, but I never thought I didn't know he battled. That's crazy.
We knew him as Grand Mixer Muggs from 783.
That is crazy. That's amazing, man. Let me see. Somebody asked, what do you think Mixmaster Mike should do now, the Beastie Boys? I don't know if you can answer that question. For me, I think Mike just has to be himself. Mike was already, in my opinion, he was already a high-level turntablist when he got to the Beastie Boys. He wasn't an unknown. He already had a name. So all he has to do is just keep on going his path. You know,
he's just doing him and stuff. I mean, he's working with so many people and stuff. I mean, I don't think, obviously you can't do the Beastie Boys without all three and stuff like that. So, Mike's, he don't have to do anything. He's already
he's chilling.
He's touring still. He's touring. He's working with different people and stuff like that. So
Arsonists, we went out with him. We opened for him for a whole tour.
That's
it was
crazy.
So wild, man.
Right.
Such a dope memory. What do you obviously a question that I don't let me get to the other question. What are you using to make beats?
So for the Q&R Code album, majority is Serato Studio, but maybe I'd say 1 or 2 beats is done in Reason.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, Luis said who I kind of like let the cat out the bag. So the song "Success" with Mr. Mech, or AKA Mech Rashawn. So that joint is done on Reason. Yeah, that was that was an actually old beat and stuff. So that was on Reason. But the rest I've been doing Serato Studio. So.
And how do you like the Serato? So for those that are new, Rhettmatic has been using Serato Studio to make beats. What do you feel about it?
I love it. I mean, it's straight to the point in terms of like it's still, it's still like if you know how to use Serato and if you try to do live chops, it's the same concept except now you have more things. I don't have to worry about doing too much and stuff. I guess because it's like coming from hardware to going to software, like going from an SP to an MP, and then go into Reason. I tried Ableton, and Ableton's incredible, but it was so overwhelming because there was no right or wrong way to use it. And I kind of like that. I kind of like a thing where you
Structure.
it's kind of like structure. What I liked about Reason is it's almost the same thing. You can do there's so many ways, but what I loved about it, Reason is kind of like the closest to a virtual studio. So if you like an MPC, it had a virtual MPC or a virtual ASR, a virtual 808. It had patch bays and like, so it feels like you're like, you know, you're like in a studio. Right. So you had all the rack mounts. So you have, you know, so if you came from that type of era, that kind of like it helped me like, okay, I can visualize it in terms of, okay, you know, I can plug into this and this and this versus, you know, the thing I had to get used to is obviously like MIDI notes and stuff. But once I got over that, and then, you know, then just think about, oh, I can make beats everywhere and shit like that.
Right.
So
that's definitely dope.
So I mean, I go back to Reason. I like some of the, you know, like some of my old beats. I was like, oh man, I forgot about these and stuff. So, but it's like, you know,
send me those. Anyway,
all right.
So Crazy Legs just said something pretty interesting. Here's a new bit of information. He said that Doze, member of the Rocksteady crew, graffiti legend, was asked to be the DJ for the Beastie Boys in the early '80s.
Oh,
Could you
crazy.
imagine? Could you imagine what that would have been like?
That
would have been crazy.
That would have been hella crazy.
But Legs, was Doze a good DJ? I'm curious. I don't know. I know that Buck 4, may he rest in peace. I know he was a dope DJ, but I'm not really familiar with Doze's ability.
I see some kind of questions everybody's using.
Yeah.
Let me see. You ever use Cubase? Nah. So everybody that's like here's my history of production or like whatever. So I first learned how to drum program on Elisa's HR 17 drum machine.
Throw it back, son. Throw it back, son.
Yeah. So that's how I learned how to do that. But once they re-released the SB1200, I got the black. So.
Uh-oh. We're gonna go into the stash right now. Let's see it. Let's see it.
All right. I'm gonna do show and tell.
Okay, dope. Ooh. That's nice.
So SB1200. So obviously when they re-released it, it's the black the finish and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I learned how to get into more. Well, before even sampling, obviously, I had the Scratch Master with the 10-second sample. You know, press and stop, or like anyone else, I try to pause mixtapes and shit. Kind of. Right. I mean, you weren't thinking of that's sampling, but I think kind of learning how to from a 4-track. Like bouncing stuff like that. But yeah, so I went from my Elisa's HR 16 or 16, yeah, HR 16 drum machine to the SB1200, and then from then I went to the MPC 2000. Ev sold me his 2000 because he was going to the 2000 XL, and then I was using for 2000 for a while until when Reason came out. My man DJ Khalil from Cell Scientific, he was an ASR 10 like Evidence, Alchemist, and shit like that. He got into Reason, and he was like he was the one that got me into Reason because he was like, it was crazy. Like he was making his own, like, honestly, I would say he's the first person to do sound designing and sampling himself and chopping samples and making sound like that.
Really?
Yeah. So. And then I was on for that kind of made me like, if someone coming from our era of using hardware going to, because I heard about Fruity Loops and I was like, eh.
Yeah,
but then I
avoided that.
I tried to avoid it at first, but then when I saw same thing, when I saw Khalil, I was like, yo. But then I almost got into the SP303 because of Madlib, but then I was just kind, I was like, I got too many stuff. I don't want to use too much stuff. Right. But I've been using Reason until eventually I tried Ableton. I it was just a little bit too overwhelming. Went back to Reason. I have an ASR 10, but I never really sat down and really use it. I kind of I knew how to do certain stuff, but I never really sat down to master it. But and then eventually, maybe the last 3-4 years, I've been using Serato Studio.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And springing off of that, because now that I've been to the school, obviously I've been in the game, and I'm curious, with all of the different turntables that have come out since the Technique 1200, where are you at as a turntablist now? Does it matter? Do you have a specific brand? Are you just a diehard Techniques, or where are you at with turntables these days?
I'm a little bit of everything. I mean, I still what's ironically, so I told you off, so Babu and I actually are performing this Saturday in LA for this big Filipino festival called Barrio Hi-Fi, and Joe Patan is the headliner and stuff. So if you guys know who Joe Patan is, he's a legendary Latin soul singer, whatever, whatnot. But I mean, you know who you might have heard some of his songs. If you hear some over, but what a lot of people don't know, he's Puerto Rican and Filipino.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay,
yeah,
yep.
He was on he's on South Soul records and shit like that.
Right.
So, but Babs and I we're actually gonna get together tomorrow and rehearse. So it's we don't get to do shows like showcases unless we need to and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, man, it's just I haven't actually made up a new routine in a long time, just because you said it yourself.
Right. You got your flag in so many different patches of dirt at this point. It's I don't even, you know what I mean? It's
so, but I mean, if I have to practice, I'll do my old routines and stuff like that. It's weird. It's interesting. From the era we come from, if you have certain songs that you do, that's your hit song. It's like saying when you hear either Jazzy Jeff or Rock Raider do Peter Piper, that's oh, that's their shit, right? So I'll if Qbert does Rock the Bells, it's that's a signature song or something. Or
DJ Scratch for me is always the Friday the 13th.
Right, exactly. So I have my quote unquote signature juggles is Cramp Your Style and shit. Now I'm gonna pay attention.
That's dope. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
So
is there a mixer that you prefer?
I mean, of course now the Pioneer S11.
Okay.
So, but I mean, as a quote unquote DJ turntablist, whatever, I still kind of practice here and there in terms of just to keep my stuff sharp and stuff like that. I try to learn some of the new stuff. It's kind of it's so advanced now these days. It's some of the I get inspired, but it's also frustrating because it's my hands can't move how there's certain movements. I'm sure the same thing legs can say about as a b-boy. That there's I can do fundamentals real tight. It's the interesting part because a lot of the newer cats don't know they can do all the advanced stuff, but they can't do fundamentals.
Isn't that fascinating?
It's so I always say to our students is if you understand the fundamentals, and you can teach your hands or whatnot to do the advanced techniques. All the advanced techniques is basically a combination of all the fundamentals and stuff. It's just you have to know how the concepts and stuff. It's just that I know my head can do it, but I don't know. It's
right. I got you. I totally understand.
Yeah,
totally understand. And with that, where are the beat junkies at these days? Do you guys got stuff dropping? I mean, you just spoke about how you and Babu are going to get together and do a set this weekend. What's in the future for the beat junkies?
I mean, the junkie. I mean, if you follow us, we got so, like you said, we got so many things and so many
Different places,
hands and
yeah.
like, so I mean, Melody and D Styles, they opened up a pizza shop called Made from Scratch.
Wow, that's crazy.
Right. We have the school, we have our digital
Mm-hmm.
record pool. Someone else just mentioned it. We just released a 45 bag with Jetpack. So
Congratulations on that, by the way. Are you happy with it?
oh
It's a
yeah,
beautiful bag. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
oh yeah. I mean, like, it's like, damn, we have our own bag and shit.
You
So
guys still have bags available for people to purchase?
yeah, so you can go to
Okay.
jetpack.com. So
Okay, dope.
what else? So J Rock, he just got back on the radio in a long time. So he has a show on KCRW here in LA,
That's
89.9.
dope.
You can listen on, it's every Sunday from 6 to 8. He just did his debut show this past Sunday, and he played Comic-Con nerd shit.
Yes, he did. Thank you, J Rock, for showing love. Now, coming off of that, the Visionaries. The Visionaries, I know somebody asked, the Visionaries are still together. I actually had the privilege of watching the Visionaries about a couple of months ago. You guys had a celebration.
Yes.
And could you speak on anything for the future for the Visionaries at this point, or is that
Yes.
in the wrap? Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, basically, Visionaries are dropping a new album. It should be coming out in September. It's all produced by Key Cool, because I did the last album. Like, we had 4 albums, and we took I wouldn't say took a break, but we were doing shows, but we never recorded and stuff like that, just because everyone was at different parts in their life. Yeah. So we actually dropped the album in 2020 when right when the pandemic started. So it's called V, and I did the whole production on that. So this new album, I actually told Key, since I did the last album, because usually Key and I are the main producers, because we share production duties. But I told him, like, for him as a producer, I was like, you know what, you need to get your shine. So the whole new Visionaries album is produced by Key Cool. Ironically, the way you just asked me, I just finished scratching the intro for the album and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
jeez, dude.
So that's dropping in September, approximately September. The album's called the First Shall Be Last and Last Shall Be First.
And it's fully it's already done, like the album's done.
Well, Key said he said the intro is the last song that he's waiting on. Okay. So technically it should be done and stuff. So but before that, Key Cool and myself, we dropped a album called Full Circle. It's like was because we out of the group, we were the first one to start out of the group that first came out, and that's how the group was formed. And our first album was called Cosmonauts, and it was like our 25th anniversary. So it kind of like, while Key was recording this, it was like it was in the middle of me recording that our album, and then this album. So Full Circle, which is out, is like I produced the album. It's a follow-up album after 25 years, or is it 30 years? Or is it 30 years? I forgot. And so, and same thing. I made all the beats and had Key rhyme on it and shit. Yeah, you got a shout out on the joint.
I know, man. Believe me, I've submitted quite a few applications to the Visionaries. So Key and I have a song, have an album out. It's called Full Circle. It's out right now. So Visionaries is yes, we have a new album coming out. We're actually doing a show with Blue and Exile in July. So and then of course, ironically, in the making of the QR code, we have Elemental on our album. That's right. Which to me I was excited about that. Obviously people are like looking at everything that we're doing, but when Elemental agreed, I was actually excited because I had been following him on the earlier part of my solo adventures. You start looking at the playing field, see who's doing what.
Right.
And I noticed that he was like really putting a lot of work in during the early 2000s, what I mean? So I was definitely hyped to work with him. And he did not disappoint. For those that haven't heard, was that our second single? Yeah, that was our second single, Fire Vision. There's also a cool video where we pay homage to A Tribe Called Quest by replicating the award tour video. So if you haven't seen it, visit the page. It's still up, obviously. So What's up, Thomas Cross and Bananas? What's going on, baby? Good to see you. So my man Machiavelli, I don't know if you could say this quick because I know it's a very detailed story, but if you could give the cliff notes to how the Visionaries came together.
It's all through Key Cool and myself. I mean, Key was working with Elemental back in the days. You know, they were in a group together. I knew Tumex through Rocka, because I met Tumex. He was in a group called he's in a group called OMD, or Mexican Descent, and Rocka. You know, when I met Rocka, when he was in, you know, because we met through Rock City Crew. That's how I met Tumex and stuff. So Zen, I met him in a few circles, but he ended up hanging out with Key Cool. Zen and Danu was originally from San Diego, started going to school in LA, and Danu and Zen were a group. And then when I linked up with Key, so you have to also look at this way too. At the time, you know, I always say like that, like in the West Coast, Asians have been involved in hip hop in the culture for quite a long time.
Yes.
Where there be dancers, graph heads, or DJs, but there weren't really any MCs. So when I heard about Key, I was like, and for me, I was very, I would say hesitant, or I was very, what's the right word? That's why I'm not a rapper.
Skeptical. I'm guessing
skeptical, or very, like, I'm very hard. Like, if I'm very, I would like really like see if they're really dope and stuff like that.
Right.
So, because when I did hear some, they was like, you know, it was corny and stuff like that. Because, you know, at the time you got it, you know, and if you really think about it, Asians, you know, our cultural background was not very to be outspoken per se, you know.
Right. My man, I think China, I can't think of his name, homie from New York. He said that about Chinese people in specific, like they're very keep to themselves, quiet.
Right. It's just in culture-wise, you know, you're not,
Right.
you know, like whether you be Filipino, Japanese, China,
yeah.
So it's it was frowned upon to be very loud and boisterous and stuff like that. Right. So when I heard about Key, I kind of like, I've been hearing about him. I was like, okay. So we happened to meet at Glam Slam, which is a club that was owned by Prince here in LA and stuff. So,
wow.
And I happened to be the guest DJ. He was the resident MC. Without getting into more details and stuff, so that's how we met. Found out that he was managed by a old school friend of mine. That his manager was an old school friend of mine. That his partner was a DJ that I went to school with and shit like that. So ironically, we linked up. I sent him a beat tape on cassette.
Wow.
Right. So. But it's fun. Well, no, what's funny. Well, he'll say like he says like I supposed to send him a beat. I never did send him a beat, and then finally I sent him a beat, and then eventually I was just originally just gonna do demos with him and shit. This is when I just got my SP and stuff. So, and then eventually we just like made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right. Then I just say, hey man, let's just be a group and shit like that. So, you know, it's not like, you know, I kind of joked, but you know, technically I would say like, yeah, it can be like an Asian gang star, but our thing was like, we're not going to try to use, we're Asian rappers.
Right.
No.
That wasn't the marketing scheme of the whole
right.
thing. Right,
yeah.
right.
We just wanted, we wanted to, like, if we're going to do this, we're going to come off, like we got to come off right and shit. And then during that time while I was making the album, I was doing scratches for Razkaz's Solo on Ice demos before it became the album and shit. So that's how we actually got Razkaz and Saphir on our album.
Wow.
So, and that also is the birth of the Visionaries. That's how I met the rest of the guys and stuff like that. So hopefully that answers your question.
That's some amazing history right there, man. Holy crap, man. The Razkaz thing just blew my mind as well.
So that's how, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how long I know.
I think you and I know what we're thinking about. It's like, hey,
Should we? I don't know. It's up to you. Y'all say if you do it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're prepared to listen real quick, I'm gonna run down some features for the QR code since Red is like, he's already like alley-ooping the ball for me. Go ahead, Q, you say it. So we already have Elemental on the album. Now we're gonna talk really quick. This is not something I'm gonna post tomorrow. I'm just gonna say it here on this live feed. I ain't gonna post it anywhere else until we're closer to the release. But we already had Elemental from the Visionaries. He killed it. He killed the Fire Vision track. Obviously, we got also Pharaoh Monch, who just went nuts on our track Comic-Con Nerd Shit. Then, as Rhett mentioned earlier, we have Mech Rashawn, Mr. Mech, from QN5, and also from one of the bigger podcast shows. I can't remember the name.
He was with Math Hoffa.
Math Hoffa.
Right. But then he's also an A&R for Busta Rhymes.
Yes. And so he's also on our album as a featured guest. And we have our brother Esoteric from Czarface. He's also on the QR code. And before I get to the other big let me see. Okay. I knew I was gonna forget that one name.
I was looking at you, dude. I was like, really?
I always forget one name. All right. So the other two names are, first name I'm gonna say because it's so left field. We got Sonny from POD, the band POD. Here Comes the Boom. We are youth of a nation. That dude, he's rapping on the album because obviously he and I are boys for a long time. So he's on the album. And then we're gonna close it off with Rascas is also on the album, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, this album, son, listen to me, son. This album got me hype. I've been trying to get Rhett to do 8 more albums with me. So but yo, just very excited about this album. And Rhett, what I gotta say to you in front of all of these people is that you definitely came with your A game. I love the production for this album. Ladies and gentlemen, with Rhett's production, what was fascinating for me was that he enabled me to go in a different direction musically, and also my thought process as far as putting the songs together. So I salute you for that, man, because it's always a challenge when you're working with different beat makers, but I have to call you a producer because what Rhett did was, once I was finished with the tracks, he took everything and kind of like gave it a feel, gave it ambiance. If you could when you get the album, you'll totally understand what I'm saying. And there's a lot of more that I'll explain when the album is like out there. But Rhett actually was meticulous about the intro and about what was going on during and in between songs.
Well, so, well, here's the thing too, because and this is being transparent. When we first started working stuff, because knowing your pedigree and also your catalog and stuff, I was like, I don't know if it was kind of like, I don't know if he'll like my production, because here's the inside joke. So how it is just like, we talked, it all started off from after the Fat Beats anniversary 2 years ago. Yes. And we met up in Little Tokyo, me, him, and Eclipse.
DJ
right?
Eclipse.
DJ Eclipse and stuff. We were like catching up and stuff. And then, I said, yeah, man, we would talk about doing, we can do some work and stuff. This is like, and then I go like, you said something before, like, I
said I was making beats. I know I always like make a joke about it, but I said I was making beats just to let you off the hook finally. Right. I said I was making beats, and you was like, I got some drums.
Right.
So
it's like, hey, maybe you can, you use the drums, you put on the sample, chop, whatever, like that, like some joint shit. And of course, I sent him drums, like I programmed drum tracks, just drums, no samples, right? But he would say, why you just send me drums?
We met up again at the Beat Junkies Academy.
Right.
And I don't remember how it happened.
You did. You kind of just said, you just gave me drums. Why don't you give me some beats? I was like, are you sure? So this kind of is because Q's son Aaron, shouts to Aaron. Yes. So he became a he became a student. So he signed up to be in our school. So he was one of my students. So during one of the class, we were just talking, like during breaks and shit. Hey, why you give me drums? You can send me beats. So I sent him a Dropbox and some beats.
Yes,
just like whatever. I was like, I don't know if you like these. You know, this is, you know. But so next thing you know, like maybe a day or two, he sends me. I was like, oh shit.
Do you remember? I don't remember what was the first song I sent.
Cypher Up.
Woo, son. That's one of my favorite joints on the album, by the way.
Cypher Up was because when you sent me the thing, the demo, I text you back, swinging through the darkness like a lost Peter Parker. That's what I was like. Woo! Okay, I was like, all right. I was like, especially when you're fat, I was like, I like it when someone gets shit back to me. That makes me. Then it goes like, okay, I gotta work. That makes me want to work hard and shit.
Yes,
like
sir.
That. Since then, I just. What's interesting is like again, I didn't know what he would like. I didn't know, you know, because compared to Q's catalog, I was like, you know, he has that rough shit, and I'd like rough shit, but at the time I didn't have like most of my rough shit. Most of my rough shit was already out, so I was like, this is the beats that I had were just what I had. So when you told me, the biggest compliment I got was from Q, was saying like, you made me write something more different than what I'm used to. I'm like, really? You know? So I was like, okay, if you're willing to do that. So then I started just throwing anything at him, just whatever, you know, and then whatever I gave it to, he just sent it back. I was like, oh shit, okay. Like, then that's how things got started formatting, like stuff that like and then even stuff that's like, what do you got? And I was like, I don't know. So there are times I'd be like, I go to a coffee shop and make a beat and just send it to him.
I didn't even know you was doing that. That's crazy, son.
So, and then, or like, so the song we did with Sonny from POD, it was a song that he recorded already, but it was just like, you got something for this?
Yes.
And I was like, I'm not gonna go more into details but I'll just say that when I was listening to a certain non-song, and I was just kind of like,
you got inspired.
I kind of swear, let me just like and then hey, can you send me the acapellas? You know, so I mean, granted, it's like, because it was the way you guys recorded, it's not your typical 16 8-bar, you know, like this. So it was I had to like, okay, and it was close, but I said it. Hey, well, what do you think?
I was blown away. Let me tell you, thank you, Nicholas, for your support. By the way, thank you everybody for your support with the super chats, super stickers, and super gifts. Thank you. Let me tell you something, man. Every beat that's on this album for me, you know how I feel, dog. Like I didn't want it to end. You know, like it was one of those things where I like,
dude, I was kind of like, dude, we need to cut it off right now. We need to submit this shit, because or else we're never gonna finish this shit.
I was trying to squeeze at least 18 albums out of Rhettmatic.
I was like, there were kind of ideas, like, because there were some people we could have like really called in, but it was like, if we do that, damn, that means I got to do this one. I got to do this. Because the thing is, we were trying. Yeah, and because there's also too is like, he recorded the vocals. I still needed to add the cuts, and then I need to also separate the stems to get a mix. So that was another process in itself. So I already kind of knew like I got to cut it off, because once we get into this, we got to like start. You know, we got to start submitting the shit, like, you know, and then, you know, yeah, I mean,
shout out to Jerry, by the way, you know, who mixed.
Yeah, Jerry Dalalo. Yeah, Jerry Dalalo. He mixed our album. I've been working with him for a couple of projects. He did a lot of stuff for Beat Junkie stuff. Like, he works a lot with D Styles. He did stuff for me. He's actually, which you were alluding to, Junkies. So the Junkies were actually putting out an album with this cat named Supreme Cerebral, who's part of Gold Chain Music, which is Planet Asia's crew. So it's coming out actually right before that album is dropping a month before our album. and shit
Oh,
like
wow,
that.
okay.
So this is the first time at the Junkies. Well, for the like out of all the Junkies, 4 of us produce. So it's the first time you'll have Babu, J Rock, D Styles, and myself doing the beats on the whole album.
That's gonna be sick, dude.
So you got that, and then you'll get
QR code. Wow, you know, Rhett has one thing I want to say about Rhett is that his schedule is so intense, bro. Like, and I admire it because. And it leads to one of my last questions, because I know you got to go, but you are an extremely busy guy, and all jokes aside, and what is it that, you know, for somebody that's been in hip hop for as long as you have been, what keeps you getting up and still being so passionate about, you know, making sure that you're just doing what you do constantly? What is it for you now versus back then?
Well, it's kind of like the same thing back then, just like, and then we said this before off camera. I still consider myself a underdog, so I feel like I have to prove a lot to myself, whatnot. I don't look at myself to be the greatest or anything like that. I think it's people that will have to say that my work, like they feel, or my work speaks for itself, whatnot. And the most important thing is that I love this. This is culture. This is our culture. This is what keeps me going, really, honestly. I think you feel the same way.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I mean, regardless, I mean, legs can say the same thing. This is, you know, this is who made us, and this is what makes us keep on going and stuff, and how, I mean, I guess in some ways this is also part of our legacy, whether we like, you know, we think about it and stuff. I'm just you know, like, just grateful to still do this and then get inspired, whether it be from the OGs or even from the young cats and stuff. There's always, you know, it's always dope. You know, it doesn't matter what age. It's like, you know, not everyone's going to become, you know, like we didn't, like you and me didn't grew up in the same era as legs, you know,
right.
You know, so we can't, you know, some of the people here didn't grow up maybe in the era we come from, right? And then some of the people now, it's like, but you can always take something that could, you know, make it our own and stuff, and still, you know. But I mean, so I guess to answer your question is that I still love this. I'm still a fan. This keeps me going, and you know, I feel myself I'm an underdog, and I you know, regardless of whatever position I'm in, I still think of myself as an underdog. You know, like I still feel like I have to prove to myself that, you know, just, you know, even if I got here, okay, that's cool. What's the next one? You know, but, you know,
I
like,
feel the same way, and you know, like you said, we spoke in off camera, and both agreed that we both feel that way, you know, and but it keeps us moving forward. I think for me, it's definitely like you said. I love this culture, but like being able to work with you on an album, what I love is to be able to have a change every time. For me, that's what keeps me also going, is like in search of that change, or maybe a change that's gonna probably hang for a while and keep moving forward.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing, son? Hey, you gotta spill the joke, Mom. Come on.
No, because I was saying that sometimes you can find a certain change that you think is so dope that you want to stay with that change for a little bit and maybe put out a few more than just the one thing that changed.
No, I mean, you never, hey, I'm not. Hey, I've learned this like before we can.
Of course, I'm just, you know, I'm just.
I want to do. Hey, people, I'll put it out there. I do want to do more work with Q. But we got to finish. We can't. We
have a lot planned for this album. Like we mentioned the figures. I already mentioned on this show that vinyl is coming out, which is very important, especially when I'm dealing with one of the top turntablists on the planet. Vinyl is coming out before any streams. So your first chance to hear this album, you have to buy the vinyl and support this real shit that we're doing. So we appreciate you ahead of time. You'll know when I post the links, when Rhett posts the links and all of that. And what's the name of the label? I forgot the full name of the label that's pressing.
So for the people that are pressing it up, that's been like the Junkies have been working with, it's called Perpetual Stew.
Okay.
Perpetual Stew is the label that is putting this out.
And
but
we're
yeah,
also doing a 45. You could also announce that as
we're,
well.
we're doing a special limited edition 45 for Comic-Con nerd shit. So there's that. But yeah, I mean, I'll say this, you know, working with Q has been cool because like even then, like as long as we've both been in the game, we're still like fans because we're still like, again, like to have Pharaoh, that's like we both know Pharaoh personally and stuff like that, but
Yes.
just to have one of the greatest, like, you know, like holy shit.
Yes.
And then, you know, for me, it may be different because I know Raz.
The Razcast shit blew my mind as well. Continue.
So I've known Raz for such a long time. So it's like, you know, when I tell him, hey, I can reach out to Raz, you can get Raz. And it's like, yeah.
Oh my God. It's such what people look, everybody that's on this album is dope. There's no weak links, but to have, we've always said this, to have the East and the West represented by two of the sickest lyricists in rap history, Razcast for the West, Pharaoh Monch for the East, on our album, it's just like, I mean, geez, dude, like that's right. To me, that's insane.
And you know, so I you know, it's just I mean, it hasn't been out, but it's been a pleasure for the process and stuff like that. Sir. That, you know, so I mean, it's like from our inside jokes to like getting shit done, you know, like working with Aaron and shout outs to Erica, who's, you know,
yes, thank you.
You know, so I mean, and everyone that's been working with, you know, like just putting this stuff together, it's been like what I enjoyed. There's no stress, if that makes any sense.
It's a smooth set. Sometimes I don't even call you because I'm like, from the beginning, you gotta understand, ladies and gentlemen, it's like me moving here. I've known Rhett for a long time, but being here and seeing how certain individuals move, I instantly saw, I was like, this dude, Rhett, I don't even think he sleeps. I think he just waits. He's just in the house, just waiting. Okay, sun is up, let me go do shit. It's like, geez, dude, like that's impressive, dog. Nah, it's not even like I joke about it, but it's like, when you're an art, to see that kind of, like, I admire it because it takes a certain level of discipline to get up and say, no matter how I'm feeling, I gotta do shit.
I still gotta work on things and stuff like that. Right. I still like I mean, I try to be I don't want to be like on Filipino time or, you know, or CPT time, you know, like I don't like
rapper
time, minority time, whatever. Like, you know, I know time, you know, there's things I still can work on and stuff like that. But I you know, as well as in our age now, it's like life is too short. Life is limited. So we have to do as much as we can. I mean, not to burn ourselves out, but just enough to do, just to while we still can. Cause I mean, knock on wood. You know, we never know what's going to happen and stuff. And so, and I learned this from Jazzy Jeff, is like, die empty. Just try to do your best to put out things.
Yes, sir.
You know?
So on that note, if there's anything you want to say before you get into your next scheduled appointment, is there anything you want to say to the party people before you bounce?
Yeah. So if you're in LA, it's May is Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. So if you're in LA, this Saturday, this thing's called Barrio Hi-Fi, is the biggest Filipino American block party. Babu and myself are performing there. It's in the historic Filipino town off of Beverly Boulevard. It's the whole block of Beverly, and it's from 3 to 8 p.m. Joe Patama performing, a lot of I wouldn't say up and coming, but a lot of people that are big in the Filipino American music scene, they'll be representing. There's also be like, you know, a lot of food vendors, clothing vendors and whatever. Awesome. The school will have a booth over there too as well.
Nice.
So Babu and myself are performing. What do you call it? Beat Junkies, Supreme Cerebral Beat Junkies album dropping in end of June, which is called Supreme Beat Junkies. Of course, qunique and Rhettmatic the QR code will be dropping hopefully
In July.
in July.
We
you
don't
know,
have the specific date, but the vinyl drops is tentatively scheduled for July.
Yeah, so like maybe end of July, looking at it, right?
Yes,
you know,
sir.
so Visionaries, looking the new album, all fully produced by Key Cool. It's gonna drop in September. Hopefully, it's called the first shall be last, last shall be first. It's the sixth album, the Visionaries. Speaking of Visionaries, Visionaries will be performing July 3rd with Blue and Exile. In Pomona, I don't know where it is. Next Saturday, Q is perforing in
Colorado,
Denver.
Denver, Colorado. Yes,
Yes.
sir. Thank you for that assist there, buddy.
No, so I'm just saying.
On that note, Red, I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I got to thank you. This was an amazing conversation, brother. Thank you so very much for hanging out. Yo, chat, show some salute emojis to the brother Rhettmatic, please.
Yeah, shout outs to chat. Shout outs to B, aka In a Second. Shout outs to Crazy Legs.
Yes.
Hey, dude, Legs, you need to do more butt spins and shit, dude. So
therapeutic. What's up? All right, Rhett. So I'll talk to you later on the side. Have a good rest of your evening, and I'll catch up with you either tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah, man. So, thank
Peace,
you guys.
brother.
So,
take it easy. Oh, that was awesome, man. Woo! That was a dope convo. Thank y'all for hanging out, man. That was a lot of fun. You got a lot of information today, yo. You even heard what that QR code is gonna have on it, man. So get ready, man, cause I am so excited about this album, and the fact that I was able to be able to work with Rhettmatic after all of these years has just been amazing. And you know, when you work with somebody that you know them for this long, but then you get to see their work ethic and all of that, it's just, the whole thing has just been amazing. So shout out to my brother Rhett, man. It's been amazing. My man Rhett. So, as we're talking, you know how I do. We got the cards. We got the Yo MTV rap cards for the hip hop heads, and we got the rock cards for my hair metal rock peeps right here. We're gonna start with the hair metal cards. They're called rock cards. I caught these on eBay. All of these packs are so, you could tell that these shits are dated because it's crazy. Anyway. All right, let's dive right into it. This is the card reveal for today. From the band Winger, we got Reb Beach. If you're a Winger fan, hair metal, classic hair metal right there. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Who do we got here? Oh shit, Vince Neil from Motley Crue, ladies and gentlemen. That's a cool card right there. Love Motley Crue. You know, this guy, what could you say? David Lee Roth. They didn't even put a band. He just stands alone. David Lee Roth. Boozy, boozy, bop, city bop. What band is this? Moody Blues. Okay, Justin Hayward from the Moody Blues right here. Look at that. Nice. Ooh, the entire Anthrax, son. Now that is a card. I gotta put that in the top loader right there. What else? What else we got? We got from Skid Row, Scott Hill. All my hair metal fans, you guys know these bands. From Bon Jovi, Alec John Such. Nice. Next, the band Junkyard. Now, I'm not really familiar with this band. Any of my hair metal fans that known the band Junkyard, let me know, because either I'm gonna have to hop on Spotify and see what's going on. From the band Cinderella, Tom Kiefer. Hair metal was different, man. Another member of Winger, Paul Taylor. What else we got here? Ooh, this is a dope one. I got to see, so this is Alex Skolnick from Testament. Now, what's dope about Alex is that he also has a jazz band. A lot of people aren't aware of this. He's an outstanding guitar player. I went to see him do a clinic once in Long Island. He is dope. Alex Skolnick from Testament. And it's called the Alex Skolnick Trio for the jazz band that he has. From Warrant, we got Janie Lane. And from Skid Row, Rachel Bolin. Or Rochelle. I'm not really familiar how to pronounce his name. We got a sticker, but it's Clown's Best Friend. I don't remember this band either. It's a pretty cool sticker though. But I'm not familiar with this band right here. So those are the metal cards right there. Now we're gonna crack open. We're gonna crack open the YoMTV rap cards. Let's see if it stays true to its I can't make this shit up, man. First card out of the pack, once again, MC Hammer. MC Hammer, they must have printed about 10 million of these joints, because I always get MC Hammer first. I don't know why, but he's always first in the packs. Shout out to MC. I never met MC Hammer, but shout out to MC Hammer either way. Next up, Public Enemy, and I happen to wear a Public Enemy shirt today. Public Enemy, the card. Now remember, when you order from qunique.com, I hand all the doubles to the people that put the packages together. And whenever you order, you get yourself a little bitty stack of YoMTV rap cards. So that's the deal. Some of these cards you'll probably catch in your order if you order at q-unique.com. Next up, 3 Times Dope from out of Philly. Dope group right there. Here's one of my all-time favorites, De La Soul. Trugoy, rest in peace. Of course, The Teacher, one of my biggest inspirations, KRS-One, Boogie Down Productions. Dope card right there. The Two Hostess with the mostest, Dr. Dre and Ed Lover. Ooh, another dope group from the Native Tongues, the Black Sheep. I think that's a double right there. These are definitely doubles that are coming up. Queen Latifah, Native Tongues royalty. Has she won an Academy Award yet? I don't remember. Queen Latifah again. Hey, let me do that right there. Boom, 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 boom. And the last card in the deck, Third Base, because I'm a product of the environment. I think that's my favorite Third Base song. I know that they have dope songs like Gas Face and all of that. Pop Goes the Weasel. But I think I like Product of the Environment. That's my favorite joint right there. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so very much for being here, hanging out, for your support with the super chats, super stickers, and super gifts. If this is your first time here, please hit the like and subscribe button. I'm gonna have a lot more guests moving forward. Also, don't forget that tomorrow at midnight, once again, like I said, tomorrow at midnight or Friday morning, on the rock side of things of what I do, my band Mother Fuzz, we're releasing our debut album. Comes out on Friday morning or Thursday at midnight. So if you're into the Mother Fuzz movement, be there for that as well. Thank you. Thank you everyone that was here. What's up, Serge? Thank you for being here. Thank you, 07. Thank you, Gorilla. Thank you, Mir Depp. Thank you, Nicholas. My man, Eon. Therapeutic. No. In a second, what's going on? My man B. We said Mir Depp, right? Yep, Therapeutic. Machiavelli, of course. If I missed your name, I apologize. My man No. And thank y'all once again for making such... Clive Craven, what's going on, baby? So again, thank y'all for making this episode so amazing. And of course, much love and a big thank you to my brother Rhettmatic for being on the show today, ladies and gentlemen. It was an amazing show. Stay tuned for more of the QR code moving forward. And I will see you guys this Friday. We're gonna talk about the new Mother Fuzz album and all of that other good stuff. We're gonna have a good time, play some video games and all of that. So I'll see you Friday here on YouTube. Friday Vibes with Q, man. Much love to y'all. Have a great evening. See you Friday. Peace.